Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time. Today Lola. So yeah, we're starting Mental Health Mondays today, and I'm hoping to do them on the last Monday of every month, so make sure you tune in and stay posted. So where do we begin? How about with what is mental health? Many people really don't know what mental health is, how to define it, how to improve it. There's just very little education on our mental health, and it's strange to me to think that for so long we've had so little education on it when it is something that everybody has mental health. It could be good mental health, it could be bad mental health. It doesn't matter, you have mental health the same way you have physical health and spiritual health. Mental health is a huge factor in all of our lives. Like physical health, it's a continuum, so it doesn't mean that once you figure out all the rules and tips and tricks of good mental health that you are gonna forever have good mental health and you're gonna forever be happy and positive and sunshines and rainbow. Like, I'm sorry, but no, it's a continuum. The same way that you can get out of shape physically, you can come down with an illness, you can get a cold, a flu, God forbid anything more serious. That in that same manner, your mental health works the same way. So I have the definition of mental health. A state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. So in short, mental health is our ability to respond to challenges. Life is filled with challenges. You face them every day, from the minute you open your eyes to the minute you close them, and even when you're sleeping. It's constant challenges, and life is honestly about learning how to cope with those challenges and confront them in the most effective way. And then risk factors. All of those risk factors are the challenges in life. So it could be from going into a new situation, going to take a test, knowing that you have to talk to your boss, having a huge to-do list. Like I said before, I'm one of the people who cannot handle a big to-do list, and that's one of my biggest risk factors, and they're called risk factors because you're putting your mental health at risk. Every time one of these challenges comes, it can hit you, and depending on where your mental health is, where your state of mind is, if it's in a good place with a lot of positive reinforcers, then those positive reinforcers will almost nullify the risk factors, because you have a better capability of coping with these challenges. But if your mental health, your mental state of mind is in a bad place and you're already low, these risk factors are much higher. They hold a much higher potency in how badly they can affect your life and your everyday production. Mental health often is not correlated, but yeah, is seen in connection with mental illness. A lot of times they're too closely connected, where people automatically think, well, mental health has to do with mental illness. No, it doesn't necessarily have to do with that. It just has to do with your ability to cope. But if your ability to cope isn't where it should be, so your mental health isn't in a good place, you are more likely to face a mental illness, and that's okay. One thing that you guys need to understand is that mental illness is not, it's not evil. It is not the end of the world. It is not something that you should keep secret either. For so long, we as a society have decided that mental illness is something that needs to be kept on the low, but it's not. That's like getting an infection and not going to the doctor. That's like having a cold and not putting on a sweater when you go outside. Like, when you have a physical illness, you work on it right away. You get medicine, you drink lemon water, you do whatever you have to do to get better over that illness. So mental health, mental illness should be the same way. It should be treated the same way. It should not be something that you should cover up, because that means it's only going to get worse in time. Same as physical health. If you ignore something, if you ignore an illness, it'll only get worse over time. So please, please, please understand that. Please understand that it is perfectly normal to experience a mental illness. Even something like depression. You know, obviously it's very important to know the difference between being sad and being depressed, but something even as depression, which is very common, should not go untreated, should not go in the dark. It really shouldn't. This series, I really want to talk to you guys about how to differentiate, oh my god, can I speak? Differentiate, there we go. Differentiate between moods, regular normal moods, and actual mental illnesses. So, am I sad or am I depressed? Am I experiencing normal reactions to my challenges, or do I have some sort of anxiety? You know, a lot of people do like to spit out like, oh, I'm depressed, oh, I have anxiety, oh, you're so bipolar. Like, those are things that we really shouldn't joke around about, because those are serious illnesses, and you really shouldn't say it about yourself either unless you have the facts, because what you say will come to existence. What you speak into the air will come into existence. So if you are constantly telling yourself that you're depressed, that you have anxiety, that you have, those things will come into existence. And it's all about your mindset, you know? So if you're constantly putting negative things into your own mind, you're going to cultivate a negative mindset, and that's going to put you at a disadvantage when it comes to dealing with your risk factors. So instead, you need to start to build that positive mindset, so that way when the risk factors come, you have that reinforcement to be able to cope and to deal and to move forward still with your life. So besides that, we're also going to be talking about a lot about mental health in the community of people of color. Obviously, I am a woman of color, and I've grown up with a lot of mental health disadvantages and issues, and growing up in the community of people of color has been hard. It's hard because there's a very strong stigma on mental health that if you're struggling with it, that is a white people thing, and only white people go to therapy, and only white people have those issues and go get help for them. And that is a stigma that needs to end. It is, because I'm not the only one, and to think that we are in 2018 and we're still saying that is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, because everybody has mental health. It doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what community you associate with. Everybody has mental health, and everybody will experience dips and highs in their mental health. So as a person of color, experiencing a low in mental health is hard, and it's hard to get the proper treatment because we're not supposed to, and we're taught not to. So we're going to be talking a lot about dealing with mental health and the highs and lows in the community of color. That does not mean at all that I'm going to be discriminating or isolating against other races, because that's not what this is about, but it is going to be about bringing awareness. That's what this whole series is. I really do want to bring awareness and light onto a subject that has been kept in the dark for so long. So I do think that that is the portion on the community of color is a very important topic that I will discuss, and I don't want any of you guys to feel offended, but I'm letting you know from now that that is going to be a main focus as one part of this series. But even moreover, this series is all about you guys. I want to be able to help you guys in any way that you need. If you need advice, let me know. If you have any questions, if there's anything that you want me to cover, I will definitely make videos on them, and if I don't know the answers, I will research the heck out of them and learn it like the back of my hands and come back and report back up to you guys, because I want you guys to get exactly what you need out of this. Whether that be coping capabilities for yourself, it could be helping other people cope. Whatever you guys see fit in your own life, let me know and be vocal, because I want to make this all about you guys and helping you guys the best way I can. Next time on Mental Health Mondays, I'm going to be dropping part 1 of 3 of a very special visual that has to do with mental health, obviously. So make sure to stay tuned and keep an eye out for that. I will be posting and advertising on my Instagram as well, so make sure you follow me at Kiana.Moore, and have a great rest of your week. I will see you again next week. Mwah. Love you.